COVID-19 pandemic. I think it's a very important subject and it's very much discussed these days. So I'm really happy to discuss it with you today and also to have Professor Aslan today here with us. But yes, for the moment, I introduce myself. My name is Maria. I'm community and content manager on the Alumniportal. I work for the Goethe Institute. And today I'm substituting my colleague Daniela, who is sick today. So I hope I am a good replacement. As for the agenda, I think, Rebecca, can you put on the agenda?
Yes, I'll share my screen.
Cool. Rebecca is my colleague from the DRD, and she is in the background helping me with the Menti and the presentation and all of that.
Yes, and due to the technical problems, I'm not co-host anymore. So please, could you make me co-host again so I can share my screen?
Okay. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for that. Okay, so it's getting fuller and fuller, and I'm very happy about that. So apparently people are finding their way into this meeting.
Okay, so you can see my screen now?
No, not yet. Not yet, Rebecca. Now we're seeing something.
Okay.
Yes, cool. Thank you. Okay, so the agenda, what we are planning to do with you is to start with just a few mentees that we have prepared. We will show you them in a bit, and then you can participate there. Then we have a keynote speech by Professor İmran Aslan, who will tell us nice things about his study. We take about 20 to 25 minutes for this speech, and afterwards you have the possibility to ask your questions and to share your experiences. And because this format is interactive, we would like you to participate and to discuss with us. And we have 30 minutes for that. And in the end, we ask you for feedback. So please feel free to share, to turn on your camera if you want to. If not, it's all right. If you want, you can also write into the chat where you're from and why you're interested in this subject. You're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, please turn off your microphones. I think you know all of that already. So, okay. Let's start with the Menti, I would say. Before I introduce you to Professor Aslan, I would like you to go to menti.com. You type in menti.com in your browser, and then you use the code which is seen on the screen. It's 1961541. And then you can answer the question that is displayed there. How do you personally feel about the future? And yeah, you can click on how you feel about it. The pandemic will continue to have negative effects on our lives. Or will we go back to normal soon? Or is the new normal better than before the pandemic? Or are you not sure? So you can type in now. The link is menti.com. I don't, wait, I think menti.com. So 5 people have already participated. 3 people are saying they're not sure, and 2 are saying that the pandemic will continue to have negative effects on our lives, and 1 is saying the new normal will be better than before the pandemic. That's yeah, it's really interesting. No one is saying we will go back to normal soon. And this is also interesting. Maybe Professor Aslan, if you want to comment on that, we can comment it now or later. Maybe we can focus on that on the discussion later.
Okay.
Okay.
We can talk about it.
Cool. So next slide. The question is, do you think social media and the flood of information are putting more stress on people? Do you think yes, no, or are you not sure? Two people. 4 people are saying yes. 5 people are saying yes. 6. Okay. So, yeah, all of the participants say yes, it's putting much more stress on us, the social media and the flood of information, which I can relate to. Yes. Okay. Do you prefer face-to-face education or virtual education? What do you prefer, face-to-face, virtual, or both have their pros and cons? What do you say? Okay. At the moment, it's 50-50. 50-50 again. Yeah. Yes, I would say so. Yeah, both have their pros and cons. I would also say something like this, but this is what we also can discuss later. Okay, so which role do technology and the digital space play for you during the pandemic? So it's a question about technology, digital world. Do they help you to cope with the situation, or do they put more stress on you, or do they, or do you not use them, or sometimes they help you? What do you think? Okay, most people are saying they help you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, nice. Why do you think young adults are most at risk for mental health issues during the pandemic? This is a free space thing. You can write, you can type anything you think free in the space. Is no one saying something? No one knows why young adults are more at risk for mental health issues? Oh, okay, we have an answer.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of personal contact and the uncertainty about their future. That's really correct. Maybe because they don't have a routine. Yes, also maybe. They're on a development stage. This is really important, I think. Yes. Because their daily routines are changing a lot. Yes. Many of them are living alone, also a factor. Yes, I think all of the factors will play a role or are playing a role in the mental health stage of young adults. Restricted freedom is hard for young adults. I think so, yes. Yes, the youthful energy is immobilized. Very interesting answers. I think, yeah, I think they're very important, all of those factors, but we will hear about that now. Thank you, Rebecca. So, okay, now I would like to welcome our speaker for today, which is Professor İmran Aslan. He's an associate professor at Bingöl University in Turkey and is researching in the sector of health and health management. Today we're looking forward to hear about two cross-sectional studies exploring the perceived stress among students during COVID-19 pandemic and to discuss the results of these studies. So, Professor, the stage is yours. You are free to introduce yourself in a few words, and then you can share your presentation and then jump right into your presentation, into the studies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my screen now? No?
Yes, we
Okay.
see it.
So I work at the Bingöl University, as she said, and now I am working in healthcare management, and I will give you some results of all studies that we carried out in Turkey. And actually, we have carried out this study parallel to in 15 countries, and we are still analyzing the data to compare these 15 countries. We did two surveys during the pandemic. One is in the first stage in March and April, and the second one we carried out at the end of 2020. So I will present the result of the first stage, the students in Turkey, and we will try to understand why that much stress they have, and what is stress, what is the result of stress, or stress is something is good or bad, and we will try to make some suggestion from this study. So okay. So according to the World Health Organization, the health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and don't have any diseases or disability. So it is something that I want to say, that the health is just not having an illness or a diseases, but to be healthy, one should be socially and physically and mentally be well. So this is the perfect definition of health for a person to say is healthy. So there should be physical well-being, there should be mental well-being, and there should be a social well-being, that the people can socialize and can be a part of the community. So the mental is in the middle of both of them. So to be mentally well, one should be socially well and should be physically well. In this COVID time, you know, we have the COVID infections, and another problem is related to these lockdowns and this virtual education and this kind of things. So another problems that arises, that is maybe important as the COVID virus, is mental problems that we have found. That many people, they have mental problems now, and this is related some factors, and we will try to explain why this mental being is in danger. So the first thing is that, as you see, the young people, why you asked at the beginning, why the young people are more risky, because they have more worries, you know, they have relationship worries, self-esteem, they need to study the exams, and many work things are on their mind, and they have expectation from the future. But I want to give you some information about the stress, that we need stress. It is a body response to any kind of demand, and threat is stress. So the stress is a way to protect the people. It gives the people an extra strength and to defend the people. I mean, you need stress in your life. Stress is not something is bad. Is something is actually we need it, and it is beneficial in short times, in short situations. It is beneficial to the health. So if you feel threatened, or if you're nervous, there are some changes in your body. So your adrenaline and cortisol change, and your body try to change to answer this emergency actions. So your heart pounds faster, your muscles tighten, your blood pressure rise, and this actually these things is give you strength, durability, and to determine whether to run or fight against a situation of people. So this is the reaction of your body. I mean, under stress, your body changes. So as you see, we need stress, but what happened? Why the stress is something negative? Many people that think that stress is negative. Actually, no, we need stress in our life. So what is the balance? So this is the, this is, we use this curve very much in the statistic, is we say it's the normal curve. So actually you can find everything in the life is like that one. You have a normal as a balance, So if we have very little stress, we are inactive. You see, people become lazy. They don't have motivation to do something. Maybe this is something not very good. And if you have stress like that one in this place, it's like optimum stress. So we need stress for our life. But the problem is there is a point until which much we should have stress and until which level. So this is the optimal point, or the threshold, we say, is the turning point actually. So after this time, if we have too much stress, if we increase our stress level, if we cannot manage our stress level, then it becomes dangerous. So when it becomes dangerous, and even it is long time stress, then slowly something will happen in our body, that the anxiety, panic, or this kind of things will start. And when you go to do too much stress, the dangerous place, then some illness may come, like depression, like burnout, like the other situations. So this is the effect of long-term stress on your body. If you have too much stress, actually you put your body in the danger, like headaches, heartburn, rapid breathing, risk of heart attack, pounding, and many problems, sexual problems, blood problems, and many problems you will face it if you have too much stress in long time. And another parameter we studied in our study is anxiety. That again we need. It is natural response to the stress, and if it's a feeling of fear or apprehensions about what is come. So, and it is normal to feel anxious actually, moving some places, or starting a new job, or taking a test. This is something is normal. But it may be, and it can motivate you to work harder and to do better job. But again, if it is intense and excessive and persistent, then the situation will be dangerous, and then some danger of anxiety can increase, like rapid breathing, increase in heart attack, and this trouble in concentrating, difficulty in sleeplessness, and this kind of thing can increase. And as I told you, the depression is a result of many factors actually, but it is found in many studies that if you have too much stress in your life, in the red zone, it increases there is a direct effect of stress to have a depression, but it is treatable. And the depression is a kind of sadness, loss of interest, and the activities, the people that they like it, they don't want to do it. It's a sign of depression. So this is the scale of depression, that like feeling sad, having depressed, loss of interest, change in appetite, trouble on sleeping, not having energy, not having any purpose, don't want to do anything, feeling quality, difficulty of thinking, concentrating problems, and the worst thing is thoughts of death and suicide. So this is the result of depression. So we try to find the answer, what is the level of stress, anxiety, and depression in Turkey. So we carried out this study in the April among young, especially university students, young people, and we try to compare all the result with the other studies also, because many studies have carried out in this study in this field. So we found that young adults are the most risky group with the current situation in the mental health, and they have negative psychological consequence of COVID pandemic, like they have high stress. And our study, we carried out this survey to 358 undergraduates from 14 universities, and 200 of them were females. And we used the Google form, and our main sample is coming from these 3 universities, like Bingöl University, where I work, Atatürk University, again in east of Turkey, and Muğla Sıtkı Koçman University in west of Turkey. So we used this scales, the generalized anxiety disorder scale, patient health questionnaire, satisfaction with life, perception about the COVID, and the stress scales, and physical activity and social demographic parameters to find the. So the the pandemic enforced the people for social isolation, and that means psychological stress and anxiety increase because of this isolation. I mean, it's and the another thing is that the pandemic are related to generalized fear, because it increased in fear. The people, they don't know when will finish, and you know that many people already they die due to this infection, and they see increasing number of infections, and always, so it increased the fear among the people. And especially younger women, this is interesting that we found in many studies that younger women, they have more stress than male. And one of the first study carried out in China, you know, this is started in China, this COVID. So about 35% of participants showed physiological distress, and in the COVID time, and the risky group is 18-30, and the people older than 60, and the people who are more educated, they have more stress in China. And the things change whether you live in an urban area, or you have a family or children. And as we said in some studies, that the people they living in cities, they have more stress. And the another problem that increased with this stress is the income, because many parents and the students, they lost their job, and then it increased also the anxiety and the stress among the people. What is we found the interesting thing in Bangladesh, that many people living with their parents in urban area, they have higher anxiety and depression. So this study was interesting. That's why I put the result of this study, that the people, when they live with their parents, they are more risky for this kind of like depression and anxiety. Maybe there is a generation gap or some problems among the young people and the parents. So this is interesting. And the another things that the things in COVID time, then people, they are followed, they have to give information, they have to be visited, they have to go hospitals, and many new information, many new technology are put now in the, they are used, I mean, like following the people, face scanning, and this kind of things, again, increase the stress. And the another thing is the panic and uncertainty. They don't know when it will finish, and until when this will continue. So this is another source of stress. So the things that students, we have to change the education to the virtual, because face-to-face education, you know, this banned in many countries, as in Turkey. So, but what we found that the people, the students, as I said in your survey result, that the students, they wanted to go, they prefer face-to-face education than to stay at home and having online. And so they prefer to have to face-to-face. And they found that the things that are given online are not effective, not enough for them, because they need some practical applications. They need to go ask question, find the answer. They want to see the cases, and they want to interact with the people. So the students, they don't find the virtual education satisfactory. And another problem is that we see that another source of that the people they don't obey the rules. You know, it is expected that people stay at home, they don't go outside, and they wear the mask and have hygiene rules, and they don't have any this kind of thing. So a study carried out that the people in Germany, they obey the rules, but from these countries, the lowest result gets from France, that the people they don't obey the rules. They don't obey the physical distance or isolation, and that is another source of stress among the people. Because when the people see the people on the streets that they don't obey the rules, it increases their panic and stress, especially among young people also. So again, a bad country is Russia and Poland. This is that people feel particularly left alone and not well supported. And in United States and Sweden, where government showed good ambivalent attitudes towards the measures, and as I told you, the highest adherence reported in Spain, France, and UK, because maybe there are high rate of the COVID, and this is study actually carried out. But down you see this person, they are a group in Bochum. They do studies about mental well-being, and they have many studies in online now. So the positive perceived government communication done by Germany. This is very good example actually, that the German government, they decreased the stress level of their people, and they make open communication with people. They share right data, and they try to support their people. So the studies support that there is a positive communication among the people and their governments in Germany. And as you told you, that the younger people should know that they can be a carrier and make infection the old people. What I said, that another source of the stress is that they get a lot of information from social media, and this social distancing becomes social media actually, because the people who they go to out, they make sport, or they go to parties or do activities. Now they are in social media, and they created a new platform for enjoyment, for communication, to talk with the people, to get the news, and maybe listening to music or this kind of things. But another thing is that about 50% of German sample and about 60 sample of Italian sample, that they use social media as a COVID information, and increase their stress. So there is a high rate of increase in stress due to the using too much social media. And that what they found, that the social media slowly become dangerous for some people, they become addictive, and during the pandemic, and they cannot do anything with social media, and so it makes the life of people easy. But another thing is that especially young people, it becomes social media addiction a little problematic as a source of stress, by using too much social media, and maybe they don't sleep well actually, and instead of sleeping they follow the social media or write something in the social media. And another question for the young people, why they have too much stress, that they use social media too much. I mean, like using 5 hours, 4 hours is okay. I carried out this study again among university students, and I found that even they have sleep disorders because they use social media. At 3 o'clock, they are on social media and they write something or share something. So the result of our study is, this is the demographic variable of our study in Turkey. So the people mainly live in city, like about 70% of them, they live in city. And our sample is about 80%, 78% is bachelor students. There are 13% is master student, and postgraduate student is 7 to 26. So they are mainly from social science and health science students, and there are 4 students from natural science. And the majority of our sample is last year students. So about 33% are last year students. So what we found that from in Turkey, this is the range for stress. You see the perceived stress, and the middle. We found that the mean for stress is 22.74, and the maximum is 40 for the stress for our scale. The minimum is 4. So we can say that they have stress. I will give you the exact numbers late in next slide. And again, they have about middle, maybe anxiety, not too high, but middle level, let's say less than middle level. And depression, about according to this, about 50% of students, they have depression. I mean, they can be categorized. And they have middle level of satisfaction in life. And their worries like completion to the semester and graduation they have worry for that one, and the job search and finding professional development, again they have worry for that one, and the financial situation is the worst one. This is the most worst situation among students. They have actually good relationship with families because they stay together, and relationship with friends again is good. But the another thing is that that they have less physical activities because the amount of the doing the physical activities have decreased. So this is the mean of before the pandemic, and this is the after pandemic. So the minutes they do the physical activities decrease less than half in Turkey, and as you see the results that neither depression nor anxiety is 31%, and anxiety, the number of young people have anxiety is about 51%. So 51% of students they have anxiety according to this case, and about 62%, 63% of students they have depression, and dual anxiety, both anxiety and depression is 45%. So the high rate of as the satisfaction with life, just about 90% of them are satisfied with life, and the stress, the level of stress actually, as you see, is 71%. So about 255%, students with 71.25%, they have high level of stress. So just about 6% they have low stress. So that's why that much of depression and that much of the anxiety, because they have too much stress, and the level of stress is high. So this stress become dangerous for the students in the long time, like about 12 months they are under the threat of this COVID pandemic, and this increased the depression. So this is a very dangerous situation because the depression number increased. And as I told you, that the World Health Organization say that the people should do per week more than 150 minutes sport, but just 30% of them they stay active, which is something very negative for students. They need to be active because when the physical activity decrease, automatically the stress and the will increase, and the economical situation, again, this is another parameter that we cannot justify, say that is related to the activities. We say that the economical status of people also is a source of stress among the people, and the people who are, we found again in our study, which is a normal finding, that the people who has low satisfaction with life, they have more stress. I mean, the people who have more worries, the people who have economical situation, the people who are more negative, the people who think more panic, they have more stress. This is which is found in our study, and we try. So the most important thing is in our study we found that the physical inactivity is one of the main source of stress. So the people physical inactivity is a main source of the stress, and the another things that we found that the females, that being females is a risk to have high stress. So you can see from our model that the people who are satisfied with life, they have negative correlation with stress and negative correlation with the others. So the people who are satisfied more with life, they have more less stress, but more opportunity for the well-being. So if the people they have a satisfaction in the life, there would be less risk for them to have a general anxiety or depression. So another things that I want to explain that I found in the social media, that the people they try to make connection of COVID with religion. I mean, they say it's a punishment of God or something will not be again the same. So we share a lot of shares about this kind of things, and with what we found, it increased the panic and the fear among young people. Some people, they don't believe in COVID, so there are a lot of conspiracy theories that again make the flood of information in the mind of young people and increase the dilemmas among the people, whether they should obey the rules or it's not real. These kind of things increase. And another Bill Gates project like decreasing world population and the biological weapon, this again a lot of shares in social media that make kind of source of stress. And seeing other countries support, when they see that the other countries, they support their people, they give their money, they care their people, it is something positive for them. But when they say their government, they don't support their people, they don't care about their people, it's become a kind of source of stress among the people. So we see a lot of news. For example, I follow every day the Germany, and when I see that a mutation of the virus, again, last 2 weeks, especially 1 month, that it is a very huge source of stress. I mean, because many people, they make more fear, they become more anxious, and this is the things we found. So what we do about this, how to fight with these COVID mental problems? We need good sleep. We need to socialize, maybe by exercise and doing some activities of breathing. So we found that the students need help. They need consultancy service. That this can be done by universities or by people or by the hospitals. But the young people, they need the consultancy service to become good again. And what we found, this Bauer, they carried out this study in Germany again, that the social support of their governments, the care of their governments, the transparency of their governments decrease their stress. So one way to support young people, they should help the young people. I mean, they need social support. So this can be monetary, this can be something with hopes, or we say, okay, we will make some programs for them. After graduation, they will find a job. So we need social support of governments. And another things that maybe some people, they will against the things, but we have a lot of information. I am against the restriction of the social media, but what we found in the social media, a lot of infodemic, I mean, a lot of misinformation. So we need a control on social media, because there are a lot of information, and the people, they feel obligatory to follow it. They have fear of missing. They put their phone in their hand and they follow. But the result is high stress, and they have to make activities. Maybe they do some kind of walks if they can, thinking positive that things will become again good, and the things will getting enough sleep, maybe meditations, having a healthy diet, not using too much alcohol, caffeine, and cigarettes are the things that can be used against these mental problems. So this is all I can say. Thanks for listening to the presentation. I have short time, so I try to give you the in 20 shortly the things. But if you are interested, I can share the links of my studies. You can already find my studies. It's an open source of. You can find the more details in the article in online platforms.
Yes, thank you very much. That would be really great if you can share the link with us so we can have a closer look into that. It was really, really intense, a lot of information, but I think it's really, really interesting. Thank you a lot. So I can relate to a lot of things that you said, even though I'm not a student anymore. But I think this applies to a lot of people in general. I think especially something like not knowing how the perspective is, how we are all uncertain about how everything will develop in the Menti. It has been shown that in the Menti, when we introduced our session, we have seen that people don't think that we're gonna get back to normal, and this is very crucial as well. A lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. So I totally can relate, and so I will open the floor for discussions. We have 20 more minutes because of the technical issues. It's only 20 minutes for discussion, but I think it will be enough. So if you want to ask Professor Aslan questions, please feel free. And also if you want to share with us what your experience is. Sorry? Yeah. Your experience and also what you do as remedies for stress relief and to cope with the situation. Maybe you have some tips for us to share. They are also welcome. So please. Is no one having a question? That's interesting.
You can ask the questions. I mean, maybe they don't know how to ask the questions. You can tell them.
Well, you can, yeah, sure. You can just turn on your microphone and say your question, or you can also write in the chat if you want. It's up to you. It's you can either way you can do, or you can put on your camera and speak to us directly.
So you may give information about your countries actually.
Yeah, maybe it's a good idea. How is it in your country? How are you feeling? So if someone is want to share it with us, that would be really great. Oops.
Maybe I'll just chime in and say that I believe it's really difficult to ask any questions because it's a really personal topic, and maybe people are thinking that it's too personal to ask questions. I don't know, but I do relate to a lot of these topics, although.
Hannah, your microphone is turned off.
I'm sorry, I wanted to turn on the camera and click the wrong button. Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yes, maybe it would be interesting to maybe hear something about, this was a rather abstract presentation about different kinds of stress symptoms, etc. Maybe it would be nice to hear something about adapting it to real life. Maybe what can one do to prevent certain things or something like that. Maybe do you have any special tips or tricks to the natural remedies, of course, but it's really difficult to implement these things because if you're really stressed, of course, I know I need to get enough sleep, I need to socialize, which is difficult at the moment, I need to exercise, but if I'm really, really stressed, I find it really hard to, do all those things. Do you have any tips for that?
Maybe we tell the people they can do home sport, watching a movie, which is positive movie, thinking about good memories, maybe talking with a friend, reading books, positive books, maybe starting a new hobby, like learning a new language. I started to improve my German. Before I have forgotten my German, but I get my level now. I can talk better German because I studied. I go back and then I studied, and then so we try to avoid this stress by feeling our mind.
So you mean that you try to actively, do something else and avoid thinking about the stress?
Yes, exactly. I mean, you can learn something new.
Yeah.
We suggest the people to learn language or read a book. Or
that's a good tip.
That their mind shouldn't focus on the COVID. I mean, you should put your mind in another place to avoid this stress.
Okay.
Or thinking about the past, good memories that they will come again, inshallah.
Or maybe about the future.
Yeah.
To think about nice things you want to do in the future, and
my suggestion that the future will be again like back 1 year or 2 years. It is maximum 1 year. The things will come back.
Yes.
We don't need to worry. I mean, we just worry the things that the less people die. I mean, if we allow everything, maybe more people will die. But the things this will be immune. This is herd immunity in 1 year. I mean, this is what the governments they try to do. Just try to decrease the number of deaths. That's all. The system will come back.
Yeah.
In 6 months or 1 year, things will come back. This all efforts to decrease the number of deaths.
So do you believe it's going to go back to before the crisis, or do you think there will be a completely new normal?
I mean, will be a new normal, but not very much different from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a very optimistic view. Let's see what it will look like in 1 or 2 years. But yeah, I can imagine that people are not optimistic if they listen to everything that's happening. But yeah, we'll try to be optimistic. I do have a question now. When you showed the results of study, you said that, no, you didn't say that, but things that came to my mind is when you showed the year of study, a lot of people were in their 4th year, in the last year of study. Do you think those people are more, what was the, no, let me put it another way. Do you think that the older students are at a higher risk to get depression or anxiety, or do you think that the younger ones are more affected by that? Because the younger, there are 2 points. The elder ones are like, they're in fear that they don't get a job, or if they don't get the visions that they have in their mind to get real. But the younger people, on the other hand, are, yeah, they were looking forward to study and to learn new people, to get to know new people, learn new stuff, learn a new, get to know a new city, move to another city, and everything is not possible anymore. So, what do you think? Which group of people is more affected by the anxiety things, or do you think it's equal?
No, we can say that the 4th year people are more risky. You are right, because they are afraid of not finding a job after graduation. Another problem is like 3rd and 4th year students. This is the time to worry to find a job and what they will do after graduation, whether they will have a job or not. So the stress level for the 4th year students are higher than the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I mean, but we cannot say there are very, very significant changes. Do you understand me? It's high, but not very high. So
okay.
We say statistically significant, that is really different. So I cannot say it is really different, but I can say it's different. I can say they have more stress, more worries actually for not finding a job, or maybe I found interesting results from some students that they didn't get enough education. I mean, they didn't get enough technical capabilities to find a job. I mean, for hard worker students with high expectations. So yes, they are more risky and more open to mental problems.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would say the younger ones would be more risky just because they're just starting out their studies and they're just want to explore the world and go out there and learn new stuff. I thought those people will be higher at risk.
Again, I mean, the first year they think, okay, it will finish, then another 2 years I will finish. But the fourth year, they come to a point that they finished university. They don't have anything to do. And the first, second, third year student, we give them homeworks, we do some works, they stay more busy. But fourth years, now it's emptiness. They have a diploma, nothing else.
Okay.
If they have a job, maybe they will focus on the job instead of thinking about the COVID thing. It's COVID, and now they don't have a job, and then they graduated. And then what they will do?
Yeah.
But there are many studies about this kind of things. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
There could be different reasoning.
Yeah, interesting. So I see someone is raising its hand. It's D. Baha F. Ahmad. So you can go ahead and speak to us.
Yes. Thank you very much. My sound is clear?
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you from everyone. And thank you from Dr. Imran for his good presentation, very good presentation.
He's my friend, actually.
Yeah.
He's from Iraqi Kurdistan.
Yes, I'm from Kurdistan.
Hi.
Actually, we have a problem. Our society, Muslim societies, some students, especially from my university, some students believe that there is no transfer from COVID from person to others. That's why I don't know what's the reason. They believe in
Social media,
that.
infodemic.
So how we resolve this problem? I don't know. That's my question. If I don't know, my question is related to your presentation.
Yeah, it's as I told you, it's a source of the stress among the people, because some people believe, some people they don't believe. Some are stressed, some people are at house. So this is a dilemma. It's a source of stress. That's why I try to explain. Yes, the way to fight this kind of things, that I think you need to control the social media. Because we found this kind of things mainly about in social media. They use the share that it is something, it's lies, or this is the conspiracy theories, or the COVID is something not new, it's like flu, on this kind of things. I think you need a very strong the government support for this kind of things. Maybe you can make the people more aware by social media. I mean, your government should go into the social media and control this information, like this infodemic, misinformation, and they should put their information in the social media. Then it maybe become more effective to persuade the young people that is simply something dangerous, that the people, they die, and if the infection increased, more people will die.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome. I mean, the government is very important. I mean, the transparency of information, the transparency, they share the info with the people, and their scientific way how they approach the situation can change the things. I mean, maybe you use more trustable people on the TV. I mean, like the well-known people that can persuade young people or can persuade the people, and they explain that this COVID, how is it dangerous, and why they should obey the rules, why they should obey social distancing, why they should wear the mask, and they should be persuasive.
This is the problem, Dr. Imran. Even the scholars cannot affect this young student.
Yeah, then you should go into social media, control the social media. There's lots of source of wrong information, then block them. I'm against any kind of blocking, but what I see, I see a lot of not scientific, a lot of misinformation.
Yes, actually they are see the instruction as a game of boy. Yeah, I don't know. They believe in this kind. This is the very big problem. This problem is still ongoing.
It will go on. I mean, just not for the COVID. In every case, it will happen. I mean, the people, I mean, the young people especially, they believe in social media and they go on streets, but they don't control what is this right or not, which kind of source. I try to explain my students that they should check every kind of social media information source, whether it is reliable or not reliable, because they believe it. You know, they see a photo on the WhatsApp or social media, then they go out. Oh, this is this, but this photo maybe is wrong, maybe something from somewhere else. So the problem is that reliable source of information is important. And we should educate our young generation, people, that they shouldn't believe every kind of things on the social media.
Yeah, I think the social media have a problem also, because we are hearing some news about the COVID-19. From this month and another month, we have another information. COVID-19 we don't have a how can I say, the problem also from the social media also.
Yeah, you should control it. You have government, and your government should control it. Then they should block this man. There is no another choice. We should fill our brain of young people with reliable information.
The problem is this persons, all of this. I talk about them. They are students, even they are from higher education. They are studying master, PhD. This is the very big problem.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot 100% be successful, but you can minimize the effect of this. I mean, okay, there will always 10% or 20% who want to believe it, but most important is 80%. I mean, to get the majority. You cannot make it fully 100% successful. I mean, in this time, in this area, with this technology, it is not possible. How can you get the majority, 70, 80%? 20% we cannot, because they want to believe it. I mean, their mind is closed. They find a reasoning, you know, they believe religion. Okay, everything is in my hand of God. I will, if I die or have an illness, this is the God, is the punishment of God, but you should protect yourself first, you know. But he wants to believe in that one. You cannot change it.
Okay. Thank you. We don't have much more time, maybe about 5 minutes. So now is the chance to ask more questions. I saw a hand raised, but it's not anymore raised. I don't know if I think it was Marco Müller, if you want to say something. Oh yeah, now it's raised again. Marco, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Okay. No, my hand was raised, and then I took it back because I heard several times that the government or someone else should control social media, and for
misinformation.
But who will decide what is the misinformation and what not? In Germany, we have also the problem with Telegram, and there are a lot of so-called very important persons who are explaining people that COVID is a big lie. But we do not stop them from saying this because we are believing in the freedom of speech. Therefore, to say someone or a government have to control the media seems to be the wrong way. We should teach younger people how to understand social media and how this will work. But to say the government have to control, this will be definitely the wrong way, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you for your opinion. I mean, I was also interested in that one, whether the European style or Chinese style, because I read another book chapter about that one, about the information technology and the control of information during the COVID. We started another project. So I compared the result of China and Europe. I know Europe, they like the freedom, they want to talk, but the controlling social media during the COVID, the China is very successful. I mean, they persuade the people. Okay, I then say, I take out the freedom. But just to focus on the COVID. Okay, there are a lot of the privacy problems and the other things. But China really, I mean, starting point, but very good example by using the social media, by using technology. I mean, there are very strict rules. They ban many things. They are against the freedom. But again, which one is better? The freedom.
But China is also a very good example for how controlling social media by the government is going to be wrong. Like the whole thing about Hong Kong.
COVID is something.
Yeah.
Maybe just for a time direction. Okay, after we finish COVID, we realize you again back, and we try to educate you. Have to use the safe social media. Have to educate the people. Have to change the way of students. Maybe we put some classes in the schools. I strongly support that we should make social media a part of our education. We should put the classes. We should introduce them to social media, because we have a lot of mental problems. We have a lot of other problems related to social media.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your question and for the discussion, which was interesting to listen to. We should come to an end in a little bit. If someone wants to ask something, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we close the session now with a feedback round. Doesn't seem to someone to raise the hand or want to say something or has a comment. So I don't know, Rebecca, do you? I think.
Yeah, I would have to share my screen again. So if you could stop your presentation, Imran, please, so that I can share my screen again.
Okay, wait. I think I should go finish the presentation first. So this is my mail. If you want to send me, you can send me a mail to this mail. And I can share my publication. Maybe I think I saved the video. You can contact me by this mail.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and
what should I do? Stop sharing. Okay?
Stop sharing. Yes.
Okay, I did already.
Thank you.
So if you can go back to the menti.com when the same thing that we started with and the same code, I think, is it the same code? I'm not sure, but the code is
it's the same code.
Okay, 1961541, and you can answer the question, how did you like the virtual coffee break? Do you think you have learned new things? Do you think it was interactive enough, or yes? And would you recommend it? Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah, the session could have been definitely more interactive. Could have been more of a discussion. Unfortunately, we didn't have much more time in the end. Yeah, but if you want to get in touch with Imran directly, you can send him a message, and I think you're open for discussion. And and here's the possibility to share anything with us. Do you have any suggestions for future topics? You can share it here with us, and you're welcome to do that. Someone is asking if we can have the presentation.
Yeah, I can send them. They can send mail, I can share with them.
Okay.
Or you can send them directly, up to you.
Yeah, you can send it to me so that I can send it to the participants.
By mail or directly?
By mail, yeah, by mail.
Okay.
By email. Yes. That would be great. I mean, I think I do have your presentation anyway, so if I am free, I can share it with them, right?
You can share it with
okay.
PDF. I sent you already.
Yeah, you send it, so I can share it. Nice. Yeah. More events like these where community members share their research results. Yes. And you think you like the format. Nice, thank you.
We have the study that we compared 15 countries. Actually, we didn't get the permission from them to share their results. I have their results, but how the countries they fight with depression, like anxiety. For example, what I found from these countries comparison, that the German people they have high stress but low level of depression when they compare with other countries. So something interesting, you know, that they have high stress but low level of depression. So that shows that the people in Germany, especially the young people, they know how to fight with depression.
Okay, oh, that's interesting. So when the results are out, we are happy to see the results. More interactive, yes, thank you. And also climate change related topics. Okay, yeah, it's definitely something we can see into it. Okay. Well, it's 4:15 now here in Germany. I wish you a good evening. Thank you for participating, and sorry again for the technical issues in the beginning. And thank you, Professor Aslan, for joining us and for sharing with us your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you all for attending my presentations. So stay positive.
Sorry, Rebecca, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we have someone raising her hand.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you, Beatrice. So,
Beatrice? We can't hear you. I think you're still muted.
Here, sorry, please. I was talking with the microphone off. Yes, for further topics, I am quite interested in this point of transition of the educational processes and training of the teaching staff. Because I work as a teacher and even I have studied media and didactic, I think we always have to learn a little more to make the online lessons more suitable, not spending the whole day for 1 hour, but to make it more competitive, if I can say that. That's, I think, a very important topic, how to make this transition to go from in a place, teaching in a classroom, to go to teach online. I am quite fascinated with teaching online, but there is always something new to learn, not to make the students get used to always the same.
Okay.
Yeah, many students, they don't have the computers or they don't have enough internet or they cannot connect. Yes, something that is required at the beginning, or they should be educated about this virtual education, I mean distant education. That is something actually, yes, but due to the COVID, the things happen quickly. That's why maybe the people, they were not ready for this kind of things. But I think they are learning slowly. But again, advantages, disadvantages, that they don't need too much effort to come to school or this kind of things. But for example, I did my exams, but I found that they don't study well. I mean, a lot of cheating in exams. You know, they answer the same things. All many students probably they share their answer by WhatsApp, and or they get help from another one. But I'm not sure whether they prefer that they prepare these homeworks. You know, I give them homework, but I feel that they didn't prepare it. You know. The things that they learn differently actually. I asked them how you use the technology. That I learned that they share the question and they share the answer by WhatsApp, and they answer the same question, the same answer.
Yeah, that happens in all countries, I realize.
I mean, it is very good technique, but it will not work. It doesn't work. because they found that they have to misuse it, and it decreased the learning, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they get the answer from the other people, why they should study for the exam?
Yes. Yeah. Mm. Complicated.
Okay. Okay, good. So now I think we have to close the session, but thank you again, everyone, for joining today. And on the Alumniportal, you can see all the upcoming events. And yes, we're looking forward to see you again someday.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.